everyone. So I'm here with a very long video. I've gotten requests for it. I've said I was gonna do it in the past, and I never did because I never got around to it. But it's my Paranormal Experiences video. But I'm going to pre-warn you guys that this is going to be parted. I'm going to do another one at a later date, probably in mid-September, early October, because there are other things that have happened to me, but I don't want to make a 20-minute video, even though I have a very strong feeling that this will be a 20-minute video because I blab a lot. I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. Anything that I have talked about has all happened to me completely, 100%. I will be having some paranormal experience videos, like storytime videos. Some of them will be about me and some of them won't be about me. Some of them are going to be stories about my family, and I've gotten permission to do these videos to tell their experiences and stuff, so it's going to be a very good September and October. I have a very long list of videos that I have been wanting to do, and so I'm hoping I can get all these to you guys because I really miss making videos. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is an event that happened to me quite some time ago. I want to say I was probably 14 or 13, so it's been a really long time. But it was either, I believe it was on October 30th. I can't remember if it was on October 30th or November 1st that it happened. I can't exactly. It's in between the 30th and the 1st that it happened, but it did not happen on Halloween. I know that for a fact. But I went to a Kmart with my mom, and it was the only. Was it that one? Yeah, it's the only Kmart left that's around our area because a lot of them closed up, I guess. A lot of people don't like Kmart anymore. I do. Lay away. I had to use the restroom, and this Kmart's restroom in particular creeps me out anyways because it's always nasty. Like, I mean, it's not really dirty, but it's just like where the sinks and everything are, and like the floors, they're really nasty. But the toilets and everything are really clean, so I mean, but still. But so this bathroom kind of creeped me out in a way anyways. So I went to the restroom, did my business, and when I came out, I went to go wash my hands, and I don't usually look straight into the mirror when I go to wash my hands, but I do look up when I'm scrubbing my hands. So I started washing my hands, and I just look straight up, just curious, like, I just look. It's a habit. You're in front of a mirror, you're gonna look. And I see an old lady behind me, and she had lightish to dark, kind of salt and pepper gray hair, and she was very thin, like not extremely thin, but she was on the smaller side, and it kind of freaked me out at first because she was just staring at me, and I could feel someone behind me, and I didn't want to like hurry up and turn around because I was getting vibes. Like, I have a very bad / good habit at getting vibes about, I have a good feeling about this, or I'm getting spiritual vibes. I don't know what it is. It's something that I've had for a really long time. But, I was getting like, this isn't like a human. Well, I mean, it was a human, but like a live person. Finished scrubbing, and I was just kind of looking, and then I looked down, and I could still feel the figure behind me. And I looked up again, and she was smiling at me. And I was just like, I kind of froze instantly as soon as she smiled. And I shut off the water and took off. Like, I didn't even dry my hands off. I just took off out of the bathroom because it freaked me out so much. And when I found my mom, I was telling her, and she just froze instantly. And I was describing the lady to her, everything about her. And she looked at me, and her eyes were like all watery. And I'm like, what? And she's like, you just described my mother to a T. And I'm like, what? because I have never met her mother. She passed long before I was born, and everyone was like, my older sister, like adoption wise, obviously. Um, my older sister, she was like, you would have loved grandma. She was a really insanely sweet person. She was funny, things about her you would have loved. You would have been in love with her and everything. And I'm like really sad that I couldn't have gotten to meet her, but I honestly believe that that was her. And she came to me because, she never got to meet me. I was becoming a teenager. And, she would spend a majority of the time with my sister, especially when she was a teen. And I feel like she was coming to say hi. She never gotten to meet me. She's my grandmother. Um, and yeah, I mean, it was a really, really affecting, like a very affecting experience. And honestly, I will remember that day perfectly for the rest of my life. Okay, so the second experience happened a week later from that day, and it does relate to my grandmother. We went thrifting. You guys know I'm a big thrifter. Me and my mom go thrifting all the time. Not as much now, but we used to go all the time. And I am a huge book nerd. I get books whenever I can, and I was specifically book shopping that day. And I don't know why I had never had an interest in reading it. I know there's a movie too, I believe. But I picked up Wuthering Heights. And something just like told me to get it. Like I just had a gut feeling, and I picked it up and I opened it, and a huge, huge aroma, like a very strong aroma of baby powder just came flooding out of the book as soon as I opened it. And I thought it was weird at first, but then again, I was like, no, 'cause some things smell, um, you know, because, so, I don't know why, but I've heard of some people spraying their books with perfume or, scents and stuff, but I don't know. um, so I got it, and when we were getting ready to check out, we like to observe our cart and like figure out what we get. So, we make sure like, do I really need this? Stuff like that. Um, Basic thrifting or shopping tip. So we were going through it, and she picked it up, my mom, and she was like, "What made you get this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I was just getting books, and I really like just something told me to get it, and it seems pretty interesting." And she's like, "This was my mother's favorite book," and I'm like deer in headlights eyes. And she opened it, and I was like, "Mom, before you open it, there's like a huge smell of baby powder, so pre-warning you." I mean, not that I hate the smell of baby powder. I love the smell of baby powder. And she's like, "Baby powder?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "That was my mother's favorite scent. She wore baby powder all the time." And I'm like, "What?" Like, that just kind of creeped me out, but I had positive feelings about it. And to this day, I still have that book. It's still on my bookshelf, and it still smells like baby powder. Like through five, or no, through three moves, like house moves from getting that book, it still smells like baby powder after being packed in a box for like a month and a half. And, it still smells like baby powder. And I will probably have that book until the day I die, and it will probably get passed on to my kids. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys would consider that a paranormal experience, but I do. And it's just like something like that was kind of life changing. Like, our family members really are with us no matter what when they pass. Okay, so my third experience, I don't really say that it was much less my experience. Well, I mean, it was my experience because it kind of happened to me. But I'm pretty sure this happens to a lot of people in our area. There's a city in our county called St. Petersburg. There's a high school called St. Pete High. And there's a thing on it. I'll try to find it and I'll post it in the description box. But my mom told me about it, and I looked it up. And it is said that the second floor of St. Petersburg High School is haunted. And I'm not 100% positive on the whole background story of it. I just know that it is said to be haunted, the second floor. My mom, you guys know she works for a apartment complex and a lady that rents out houses. I've told you guys this. But she had to go to the courthouse to do an eviction, and the courthouse is in St. Pete. So, and every time we come home, we drive past the high school. Well, one day it was like really, really, really rainy out, really gloomy, just like nasty. We were getting a really bad storm, and I look out the window and we were driving past, and there's this really, really long window that covers from the first to second floor. And it's really pretty. It's got an arch. It's so beautiful. I love that window. There was a kind of white grayish misty, like it was kind of like, it wasn't shadowy. I mean, I guess it kind of was shadowy, but it wasn't like it was just like a person. But there was a figure just looking out the window, like just standing there. Like you could tell it was human, but it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like it was like a misty, shadowy kind of thing. And I was just staring out the window. And I look and I'm like, Mom, can you go around the corner one more time? And she went around and there was nothing there. And I just, I was telling her about it and I thought it was weird. And that's when she told me that the second floor is known to be haunted. There has been people seen walking the halls at night and after hours at school. And I mean, I could be wrong, but honestly, I truly believe that it's what I saw was a spirit from whoever haunts the high school. Okay, so the fourth one that I have to talk about is about the Skyway Bridge here in Florida. I'm just going to say Tampa because I'm not exactly positive exactly what part it is because it's like in between St. Petersburg and Tampa. Skyway Bridge, and it's a really insanely tall bridge. Cringe kind of when we go across it. Like I just get like really spiritually bad vibes when crossing that bridge. But we go fishing on another bridge that used to be the old Skyway Bridge, and it's the Skyway Bridge fishing pier now. And so we go, we love fishing. We go there, and I like to take pictures because, it gets really pretty, and then the big bridge there, so I like taking pictures of the bridge. And I used to take pictures of the bridge. After this event, I stopped because it freaked me out. I haven't really taken night pictures there because we haven't really been to the Skyway Bridge, so we go to a different picture. I took a few pictures, and while putting them into my computer and editing, I was like, there's black squiggly lines. Like, there's black ones, and then there's a little bit lighter lines in front of the bridge. Like, it's more towards the edge of the bridge, and then under the bridge. And I'm just looking, and, I mean, I don't know what they are, and I'm just trying to figure it out. And they kind of had, like, an orby look to it. You know how in pictures you get orbs and stuff, like, certain places. You guys know what I'm talking about. And they had, like, an orby look to them, and I'm just looking. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So I didn't edit them. I just left them be. And I can't remember who it was, honestly. I sat here thinking and thinking and thinking before I made the video, and I'm like, I cannot think of who this was. But it's a friend of my mom's. That's all I remember. And I was telling her about him, and I was showing them to her. And she's just looking at me, and she's like, those kind of look like people jumping off the bridge. And this bridge is known for suicides. Like, well, I don't know if it's really known for suicides, but it's been known people do commit suicide. Like, jump off the bridge, or they commit suicide, then just let their body fall off the bridge. And it's really, really sad, and that's why I get that way when I go over the bridge. Just thinking how many people have taken their lives there. And suicide's a very touchy topic for me. So, but anyways, and, after looking at it and listening to her, and they do look like people jumping off the bridge. And she said maybe you caught spirits, like ghosts of people that have jumped off the bridge. And that's when I really just like mind blown, mind blown. And she said, or you could have caught a picture of someone actually committing suicide. And that's where I lost it. Like, I was already shaken up over it, and thinking that I could have, physically taken a picture of someone committing suicide in that very moment just freaked me out. And I'm getting like emotional talking about it because, I was standing there. I actually watched that person take their life. And, it might not be true, but thinking, it's just a very, very scary topic to talk about. And yeah, I mean, I will try to see if I have those pictures still. They were on my old laptop, which that laptop, it's currently, the battery's gone in it, so I have to order another one. But I will see if maybe my mom uploaded some of them onto her Facebook page, and if they do, I will insert them at the end of the video. Okay, and then the last one, I wasn't sure that I was going to talk about this one just because it's a very emotional and touchy topic for me. I didn't, well, I mean, I did experience it, but I wasn't there to actually physically experience it. But my best friend Melanie, you guys know her here on YouTube. I would hope you guys do. I'll leave her channel in the description box. I don't know if she's talked about this on her channel before. If you guys hear noises, I'm sorry, the dogs. I hate when they do this when I'm filming. She does, use a Ouija board. I'm going to ask her before I upload this just because I don't know if she's talked about it in here and I don't know if she really wants people to know. So I'm going to ask her before I upload this. I'm using the Ouija board, and she asked me if I wanted to ask a loved one, like if I wanted her to ask a loved one something, etc., etc. And it was around the time that I lost my babies in January. If you guys don't know, I miscarried twins in January at 12 weeks and 6 days, and it was devastating. I would never wish a miscarriage on anybody. It's the most horrible thing you could ever go through. The year before that, in March, my aunt passed away, and she was always supportive of me and Zach, and she was one of the aunts that was truly always there. I mean, I'm not gonna say that none of my aunts are there for me, because they all are. I've seen her more than anyone and stuff like that. And it was devastating when she died. And, I just wanted to see if maybe I am a Christian. I'm not a preacher type Christian. Like, I'm not going to preach at you if you don't do things right, because I haven't been to church in over a year. But I do pray, and I'm not an overly religious person, but I am religious. I do believe in God, Satan, etc., and all that. I wanted her to see if she could contact my aunt and maybe ask if my babies made it to heaven and if they were okay and like that. And I'm getting emotional talking about it. But about an hour or so later, she wrote me back, and she told me that my aunt said that my baby boys, they were boys, made it to heaven okay, that they're really cute, and that she loves and misses everybody, and that I would be having a baby girl sometime, eventually over the next year or so. And that's how I remember her telling me, how she wrote me back and everything. And if she remembers anything, I'm sure she'll comment down below about it. But, I immediately lost it when I read that. Like, I was like, I think it was about a week or two after I had my miscarriage. But, it was very, very, very emotional for me. And I just could not believe it. I was in complete shock. And I was just like, what? Like, Zach doesn't like Ouija boards at all. He hates Ouija boards. He said we would never have one in our house, and I really want one. But I believe you can connect with good and bad spirits if you know what you're doing. And obviously my best friend and her family know what they're doing, because she said it was a very calming connection. Like, it was a very calming spirit, it seemed like to her. And I trust her instincts and I trust her vibes. And the way she described and the way she said that she talked, I truly believe that that was my aunt. And I'm in complete shock. I mean, it was just amazing. And I strongly suggest that anyone that believes that Ouija boards are bad, Ouija boards are all bad spirits connecting. It's not. You can connect with some of the sweetest people, even your family members. And, you know, it's just shocking. Like, some of the things that you can. So, that was my paranormal experiences video. Now that I've got myself all emotional. But yeah, expect another one probably, like I said, mid-September, early October. And if you guys have any paranormal experiences that you, like, if you don't have a channel and you just want to share a paranormal experiences video, just share it down below. I do have another Google account, like a Gmail, set up that I want to start opening for people to send me, maybe your paranormal experiences if you want me to share them on camera, or if you have any stories you want me to share or anything. And even like asking me personal questions if you want, like if you guys have like need advice and want to ask me, you guys can email me. The email will probably be somewhere right here, or it will be in the description box. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys soon.